Hi guys, welcome back to our video series on manifesting and co-creation, where we're talking about how to take your ideas, thoughts, and dreams and manifest them into the world of the actual. So in our last video, we spoke about priority number one, which is feeling good, and how the way you feel is really your energetic level, which makes you a magnet for receiving blessings in your life. So in this video, what I want to talk about is how to optimize that energy and manifest what you want in your life, right? Which, as we spoke about in video one, which again, if you haven't seen, you should go back and see that first. We spoke about how what we are space creators. We create the space for the flow to come in, and we're here to tune in and receive that which is coming towards us. Now it is true, right? Across the board, Rabbi Nachman says, thoughts become things, right? And the Maggid of Mezrich and the Baal Shem Tov and all over the place, they speak about how the way you speak, right, according to the word is the flow, according to the thought is the manifestation, right? These are concepts and ideas that are thrown around left, right, and center, right? When we talk about the capacity to be part of the co-creative process. So how does it work? Where does your mind come in? Where does your speech come in? Where does your action and your physical effort come into the idea that you can actually shift reality as it's unfolding for you in your life? And the answer is, it has to do with how present you are with the thoughts and the speech, and how much you believe in the things you're thinking and the words you're saying, right? It's your presence that is your power. It's your belief that is your energy. And when you put them into the thoughts, and you put them into the words, so then they become a catalyst for change in your life, right? So it's not the thoughts on their own, and it's not the words on their own, but it's what goes into them. It's where your attention is at and where your presence is while those thoughts are being thought and the words are being said. This is really the practice of the vibration of belief. And that's what the sages mean when they say that the word emunah, belief, is moshech. It attracts or it draws into the world. It's in accordance to one's belief that they draw something or they open something up to attract into their life. So right now, I want to give you the 5 clear steps, right? It's a bit of an outline on how to actually apply this practically, right? Once you know that you're not the one doing the creating, you're creating the space, and we understand that you're going to tune in and align with a higher will, align with the flow, because you're generally feeling good. So how do you specifically bring out and manifest what you are going for in your life? Whether it's something you want to do, or someone you want to be, or a place you want to go, what are the things you have to do in attached to the good feeling and the positive vibration that you're sending out that we spoke about before? So step number 1 is knowing what you want, having a clear desire. So it sounds easier said than done. A lot of people go around in their life wanting their life to quote unquote be better, to be good, to be fun, to be exciting, but they're not clear on exactly what that looks like. Do you want to be working in a certain field? Do you want a certain type of relationship? Are you looking for a certain type of shoe, right? The more clarity we have on what we want, right, the easier it is to actually create that and bring that into our life. So the way you do that is you have to spend some time and really get clear, where is it that you want to be? Who is it that you want to be? What kind of life do you want to have? And my suggestion for you is to focus more on how you want to feel than what you want to have. Because if you focus on that, then we can work out what you need to get and where you need to be to get to that feeling. What you want to do once you get that clear desire is dwell on it and feel it, right? Feel the want for that thing and let it be unabated, right? Don't hold back. Don't justify why it is you do want this or why you don't want something else. Just allow yourself to want it. And if some disbelief comes in that creeps in and says, this is impossible, this isn't something you can have, try to ignore that, right? Suspend all the disbelief and move into, this is what I want, and that's what I want to dwell on. For the next few minutes, I'm just going to think about that which is important to me. What you want to do is ask questions like, why do I want this? And who is it coming from? And not to ask questions like, how is it going to happen? Or when is it going to happen? Because when you ask questions like how or when, right, you don't have the answers. You don't know how this is going to come into your life. You don't know when it's going to happen. So by asking those kind of questions, you're inviting doubt, right, and fear into your life, because you don't know whether or not that's going to be. And that's going to interrupt and disrupt your emunah. It's going to disrupt the belief. And that cuts you off from the vibration that you need to bring things into your life. Whereas when you ask questions like why do I want this? So you're actually going to plug into your inspiration as to why this is what you want. So that clear desire and your capacity to feel why you want that thing is actually going to plug you right back into where you're going for. And if it helps you, right, you can go back into who, which is we're speaking about the master of the universe. You have access to infinity, who wants more for you than you can ever want for yourself. So when you think about, wow, where's this coming from? Who's this coming from? And why do I want this? This should actually help pull you into the feeling state that we were talking about, that when you feel plugged in, you feel in tune. That alignment itself is moshech. It draws in that which you're looking for into your life. Step number 2 is just ask, right? So this is what we call prayer, or some may call it meditation, but it's really putting it out there, right? There's something that you want to receive. You can feel it deeply because you have it clear in your mind from step 1. Put it out. Ask for it, right? You have to remember, who is it coming from? The master of the universe, who's looking out for you and is guiding you in the direction that you want to go in. The sages say that in a way a person wants to go, he is led, right? You'll be led and given guidance to the place you want to get to. So once you have it clear, ask for it, put it out to the universe, put it out to God, and let it be known that this is what you want. Something you may want to try outside of a verbal declaration or something in your mind is to write this down. Write down this contract that says, this is what I want, and I'm asking for it. I'm by asking, what you're really saying is, I recognize I don't create the reality, but I receive a reality, I receive a flow, and that's humbling. And the humility itself is what clears the space for the flow to come in. So write it down, and once you've written it down, read it and reread it, and keep coming back to it and saying, this is what I want, and I'm asking for it. And by asking for it, you're allowing yourself to receive the blessing that's coming in. Step number 3, expect it. The Zohar says that the moment that a person says a prayer or asks for something, they are immediately answered. The blessing is given. Ask and you shall receive. That's the rules of the game. So you may ask, I ask all the time and I don't necessarily see it. So the way it works is, it has already started a chain reaction, and it may or may not make it all the way down into your life for a plethora of reasons. But on the inside, right, the way that it works is you ask, and it already sets things into motion when you're asking from a place of positivity, love, joy, and belief. If that's your premise, if that's the assumption that you have moving into it, you've already started it. You've already caused the reaction. And on some level, you've already received it. Now you just need to tune yourself in, your body, your heart, and your mind to actually receive it in your life, in the flesh, in the physical part of your life here. So expect it to come and know that you've already received it. It's already come. One of the ways to try to feel this is after you've thought about it and asked for something. So now already step right into gratitude, because as the Zohar says, on a deeper level, you've already received what you want. So now step into it and feel it. And I'll say parenthetically, the beautiful thing about this practice is that whatever it is that you want and that you're looking for in your life, really what you're looking for is the way that it makes you feel. So when you step into gratitude and feel deeply into having that which you want, on some level, you really do already have it. And it's that energy of feeling, wow, I already have it, and the feeling of it being here, which calibrates you and aligns you with the energy of it coming into your life. So take some time after you've asked for it and sit for a few minutes and feel grateful for having it in your life. This is also called the power of assumption. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, right? Take on that feeling, be there, because on some level, it's already come. Don't think about it, think from it. The feeling of something makes it a present fact. So don't make it about something in the future that it's going to come. Make it about the fact that it's already here and try to experience it in the present. Ignore the evidence of the senses and the physical reality that says that it's not here yet. Take on the position and assume the feeling of who you want to be and what you'd like to have, and act as if. Be in that space already and know that it's on its way to you. Step number 4, keep it private. The sages say that blessing only rests in a place that's hidden from the eye. Right? When we walk around and we tell everybody about what we want and where we want to go and who we want to be and what we want to do, so on some level it may create some social accountability, but in another level you're actually attaching your energy and your desire to many other people's judgments and energies in response to how you feel. So instead of running around telling everybody about this project you're working on, keep it between you and yourself, between you and your soul, between you and God. And if it's important, you can share it obviously with a couple close people in your life. But this isn't for a Facebook post or an Instagram or putting it out there. You want to have a vision board, that's a beautiful thing. You want to put it in your journal, in your diary, that's a beautiful thing. But keep it covered. Keep it covered until it comes out into this world, right? As soon as you ask, it exists in the spiritual realm. So now you're just waiting for it to manifest and come out in the physical. So keep it private and wait for it to unfold in your life. Step number 5, hold on. Hold on because it's not going to happen overnight, at least not every time. The way that it works when you're co-creating is that you've got the idea clear, you're feeling it, you've put it out there, you've asked for it, you're expecting it to come and you're keeping it private. So you're in that aligned space, you've calibrated to this higher frequency that you want to draw things into your life with. And as you're there, it takes time for things to manifest, right? Certain things have to unfold all around you to get that to you. But like Rabbi Nassan says in Likutei Halachos, once you see how it gets from potential and it shows up in your life, it's no less miraculous than the splitting of the sea. It may look natural, it may look like, well, I guess it was just a very long series of coincidences and synchronistic events. But it's miraculous and things were moved aside to get that to you, right? But it doesn't happen overnight, and sometimes there's a lot of blocks that come in the way. The moment that you can let go, you allow doubt and fear to enter into that space. And what do we know about doubt? Is that it cuts us off from the capacity to receive, right? It's our belief and our high volume energy that draws things in, and it's our fear and our doubt that cuts things off. So the goal and the focus in the space between your original desire and getting to where you want to be is holding on with the question of, why is this what you want? And who is bringing this to you, right? And don't think about how's this going to happen and when is it going to happen, because again, the how and the when are going to cut you off. The process of co-creation isn't a one-time act. This is something that's meant to be upheld and maintained. You have to persist, right? And it's that value of persistence of, I'm going to live in that space. You don't have to ask for it every day. Once you've asked, it's on its way. You do not have to ask again, right? God is big enough to hear your request one time. So you have to be unshaken in your desire, right? This is not an isolated act that happens once and then you never go there again. You have to try as best you can to stay in that space of alignment and to be in that high frequency and the feeling of goodness and positivity, and keep asking those questions of why and who, and stay away from how and when. So the rules of the game are simple. Yeah. Number 1, you're good. God loves you and wants you to have a good life, and you deserve a good life. Rule number 2, what do you want? Be deliberate about the type of life you want to live, the type of person you want to be, and the things you want to do. And rule number 3, it's already coming. And in a certain sense, it's already arrived. Your job is just to maintain the assumption of that feeling, of the desire and the wish fulfilled. And as you stay in that space, the life that you want will become the life that you live. So we're going to do a meditation now on how to actually manifest that vision into reality. And we're going to talk a little bit about visualizing and reading and writing down in the next video. But in the meantime, what I want you to do is let go of any disbelief that this can't happen and be open to the idea that that which you want can be reality. And we'll see you in the next video.